Hi, every time there is a major holiday in Brazil, I feel like I want to record a video, but then I don't like how I look on the video and I never publish them, and then I miss the date and I feel like it's not relevant enough. But I'm trying to be less conscious of that. So today we're going to talk about Black Conscience Day. And growing up, where I did grow up, which is Victoria, I grew up in a very white community. I am from Rio and I have a Black family, but Rio is one thing and Victoria is another entirely. 80% of Victoria is extremely white, and I was one of the fourth children in my school that was African Brazilian. And let's face it, I'm not that dark. So I didn't quite understand why the day was Black Conscience Day, meaning why did Black people need to be conscious? Why is it not just Black Day, Black People Day? And, what is exactly that we need to be aware of? Why is it Black awareness? So first of all, answering my self questions, from my youth. First of all, Brazilians need to be aware of our Blackness. That is number one. Many people, and this is a problem not just in Brazil, but throughout the whole Latin America, many people do not understand that we are part Black. Many people don't have this realization. They think they're white, even though they have even a darker skin or a curlier hair. They think they're white. And that is because of the whole process of, laws trying to whiten up the population and everything. But again, different video. So most most important one is self-awareness. Second of all, I'm laughing, but this is not funny. This is something that a lot of people don't realize, really. And they come to the US or they come to Europe and then they realize that they are part Black. But within our community, people don't even realize that among themselves. And also, it's because many of our history is not put into the books. So BIPOC history has been not properly taken care by the Portuguese for the longest. So some of it has never been into the books, and the parts that were into the books, because they were absolutely impossible to erase, they were written in a different way that we didn't realize what it meant. For instance, Brazil had a huge revolt that was how can I say, envisioned by African men that happened to be Muslim, and together they had put together the whole plan, and they almost made it in a way that they would not only free themselves but free the whole population of Bahia from slavery. But that is not written in the books on with this exact same phrase, like Muslim men from African descent or African men almost managed to free themselves from slavery. No, they just put that is the Malês revolt, or Revolta dos Malês. Malê meaning professor, meaning educated man, and African Brazilian. But we never write down that they were in fact Muslim, and that is important. And that was on purpose, that they were erased, because by law everybody should be Catholic in Brazil back then. So they would never ever acknowledge somebody from a different religion to be intelligent and successful. So this whole holiday was created on the 60s and used to be celebrated the day that our former princess signed the end of slavery, which, by the way, she did not end slavery. It was something that happened like 10 years before with black men also being leader of a revolt. But anyways, so by law, it was celebrated on the day that she signed the end of slavery in Brazil. But then, obviously, because it was not true that slavery has ended at that very day, and also because that was not African Brazilian conquer, they decided to change the date into the day of the death of Zumbi de Palmares. Zumbi de Palmares was a warrior and also a Brazilian king of Palmares. So being like extremely fast to explain that, he was a man from, actually, I don't know if he was actually from Congo, because all of the sources say that he was Brazilian. So I don't know if he was from Congo descent or he was originally from Congo. But he was a Brazilian, Afro-Brazilian. And he and his spouse, Dandara, they, with other people, have created pretty much an even in Brazil where a lot of enslaved people would try to run away from their captivity and find shelter in the community that they had created. The community was self-sustainable, and they had farm and raised animals that was enough not only for their sustenance but also for others, and they were also able to create a commerce with the communities around them. The community existed actually before them, with their uncle being former king and people before them, and early mentions of the same community being from the 16th century. But I guess they were not self-sustainable or not vastly known back then. And with Zumbi being the biggest leader with more people living under them, under their leadership. Dandara, his spouse, was also queen of it, and together they reigned in a very proper way that they were very loved. And when Zumbi died, she kept being queen, and also very much loved by the people. Sadly, the Portuguese and the Dutch, they wanted them all killed because I guess they don't want BIPOC people being just free. And mind you, it was not just a safe shelter for black people, but also any kind of person. They including having white people living there as well. It was actually very common in Brazil for white people that were suffering from indentured servitude to live in a quilombo because they were extremely poor as well, and they were treated pretty much the same. It was not the same because they did not suffer the same treatment, but they were definitely overworked and starving, and obviously wanted to escape the conditions that they were living in, and they were accepted with our communities. It was never segregated against them. So they had a huge amount of people on this underground railroad, but we never had Canada. We had Palmares and other quilombos, and sure enough, the white guys came and killed them all. That's it. They raped all the women that they thought they should, and they captured everybody else. And Dandara, that was queen back then, couldn't hold their ground because it was just awfully too many. She committed suicide because she refused going back to slavery. It is not sure if she was Brazilian or if she was straight from Africa. because there was very little known about her. But what we knew is that she was a warrior, and she did plant and farm with the man, and she was held as an alike by everybody, and extremely intelligent, and she had helped in many different battles. So yeah, so this is what is Black Awareness Day in Brazil. It's a self-awareness, one, and two, self-awareness of our history and our roots, and also a remembrance that many of the communities that we tried to create that were self-sustainable, they no longer exist because we were all slaughtered. That's it. Happy Black Awareness Day. No, I'm just kidding. It is not a celebration day. It's a remembrance day. It's a day that we take to study. We do celebrate, I guess. It is a holiday now in many capitals of Brazil. The capitals that are mostly Black, it is a holiday. But in other areas in Brazil, like the South, it is. So this is a day that you should take to remember the people that tried to liberate you, people that fought to, with all they had in order for us to be free now. That's it. Thank you. I hope that the US will have one day Black Awareness Day, and more people would know about Juneteenth. But I want more than just a day that somebody signed a paper. Now this is legit. I'm not trying to shade. This is legit where I am. Bye guys. Love you.